Gujarat, Dutch founded settlements at Broch, Surat, Cambay, and Ahmedabad. Broch, Surat, Cambay, and Ahmedabad. Full stop. In Kerala, Cochin. Cochin was their settlement. Right. Now listen. What was Dutch trade? How they exported what were the items they exported from India? Ah, yes. Why did they not fight? You cannot fight with the Portuguese because they are supreme in the sea. Very powerful navy they had. Very simple. Only one country which had more powerful navy than the Portuguese, it's England. Got the point? When English defeated Portuguese, then Dutch also became confident. Okay, that's why I said first who were the first to defeat Portuguese? Not Dutch, English. After that, in 1620, Dutch defeated Portuguese. Got the point? No, England was the most powerful. No, not after. Even before also, England was the most powerful. England took time to see the situation first. Mughals' support was there for Portuguese or not. Who are the native Indian rulers? Vijayanagar rulers were very friendly with the Portuguese. So they took time to assess the situation. Once they are confident of challenging Portuguese, then they struck there. Got the point? That's what is the calculation. Right. So way back 1498, 1498, okay, you have England destroying entire Spanish Armada. Spanish Armada, Spain's navy, it is said that if it enters into Atlantic Ocean, you can't see Atlantic Ocean. Spain had such powerful navy. It's called Spanish Armada. But the entire Armada smashed by England. So no country can match England's navy. Okay. Napoleon could not do anything to England. Napoleon could conquer whole Europe, but not England. It's only made because of navy. Deadly navy they have. Okay. Right. Next, Portuguese, listen. Portuguese trade. They were exported items were saltpeter, indigo, textiles, these and silk also, silk products, silk. These were the major items in the export trade. They were trading in a different way. What was their trade? Their trade is called intra-Asian and Euro-Asian trade. All of you please remember, Portuguese mainly concentrated not in India. Their main concentration, Indonesia. Indonesia, there's a place called Batavia, Batavia. That's the main center for the entire Portuguese trade in Asia. Headquarters, Batavia. Why Portuguese concentrated in Indonesia? It's mainly because Indonesian archipelago, Even today, it's one of the richest geographical zones, Indonesia. It provided more qualitative spices for much cheaper price than India. When you are getting more qualitative product for a much cheaper price, obviously your choice would be that place only. Europeans require what mainly? Spices. You are getting more qualitative spices for a much cheaper price from Indonesia. So Dutch gave lot importance for controlling trade with Indonesia. Okay. There's a place called Batavia, the headquarters of the Dutch trade. That's why Dutch trade is called Batavian trade. Why you call it Batavian trade? Headquarters, Batavia. Okay. What do you mean by intra-Asian and Euro-Asian trade? They export items from India to Europe. They sell them in European markets. They make profit there. They invest the profit in getting the spices from Indonesia. Are you understanding? From India to Europe, Europe to Indonesia. From Indonesia to India again. It's a triangular trade. India to Europe, Europe to Indonesia, Indonesia to India. You invest in India, get the items, saltpeter plus indigo, textiles and food grains and all that. Sell them in European market. You make profit. Invest that profit in spices trade with Indonesia. That's why it's called intra-Asian and Euro-Asian. Euro-Asian because India to Europe. Intra-Asian because Indonesia to India. This type of trade, no European country had done it, had a trade like that. Only the Dutch. It's called intra-Asian and Euro-Asian trade. Then why Dutch were made to leave India, vacate India? By 1759, you don't see Dutch in India. They were made to vacate India. What happened? There's a lovely question in UPSC. They see the way they ask questions. Okay. That's why I said you cannot find answers for these questions in any study materials or in any coaching centers teaching. Coaching centers can give you basic understanding about the subject. Right. Question given in UPSC is what? You have to think about the question, frame the answer there. UPSC gives importance for creativity first. Understand? How you can frame an answer differently for a different question. Stereotyped questions you don't see there. Okay. Now the question asked is, friends during the wars end up as foe after the war. Discuss. This is the question. Problem is 90% of the candidates, they just can't understand the question first. Okay. That's why I'm telling you, people, very honestly, in yesterday's class also I addressed this problem. If you are not comfortable with English, don't come for English. Go to your mother tongue Telugu. But unfortunately, you don't get question paper in Telugu also. Okay, either in English or in Hindi. This is bias. Absolutely, I do. I have no qualms of conscience in talking like this. I am not hesitant to talk about this. UPSC itself is biased towards North. Okay. They are giving question papers translated in Hindi and English paper into Hindi. Whereas that advantage is not there for other medium people. Okay. Got the point? Unless you understand the question, you can't answer. This is a very, difficult situation, I'm telling you. Particularly this problem is there in CSAT. Okay. paper translated in English, and you are giving them English translation and no Hindi translation. Whereas this fellow comes from rural background, our Andhras and South Indians are not that good, I am telling you, in English. Accept it. I am not telling, North Belt Hindi people are really good in English. Their English is much worse. But their advantage is Hindi advantage they have. You don't have that advantage. Okay, there is the problem. Okay. So what is the question about? Friends during the war end up as foe. Foe means enemy. Okay. You and I are very good friends when we are preparing for civil service. I am giving you an example. Both of us are preparing for civil service. We have come to Ashok Nagar, joined this coaching center. We both of us are roommates. We have started preparing for civil service. Every day we are discussing. You have discussed polity. I start economy. We are exchanging notes and we are going at great guns. Really, we are doing very well for preparation. We are very friendly. Both of us cleared prelims. Afterwards, we changed the rooms. We are not anymore together. Your preparation is your preparation. My preparation is my preparation. Got the point? Okay. Because their rivalry starts. Then once you clear the mains also, then more so. Very rarely we talk to each other. Okay. We wish each other, that's all. When you go for interview also, there won't be much interaction between. Okay. After the results are out, when both of you got the ranks, you got into IPS, I got into Indian Postal Service, would the friendship survive? Friendship will not survive. Okay. I'm telling you, harsh realities are like this only. When together two friends preparing for civil service, one getting into the proper service IAS, one not getting even that IAS also, some remote service is audit service, account service, some service. This person who got IAS will not treat this person with the same, commitment as a friend, same friendship. It will not be there. That means friends now turned into foe after the exam. Okay. Similarly, coming to the history part of it, Dutch and English were very friendly with each other when Portuguese was very powerful. Their common enemy? Portuguese. When Portuguese power started falling down, coming down, then they started quarreling with each other. Who started quarreling with each other? Dutch and English, because their Portuguese is no more powerful. Rivalry started between Dutch and the English. Both were friendly, so long as Portuguese powerful. Once Portuguese no more powerful, then internal rivalry started between Dutch and the English. Why rivalry between Dutch and the English? Okay. I told you Dutch founded their settlements in the coastal belt of Andhra Pradesh, right? Okay. These are all the Dutch settlements. Okay. Kalingapatnam, Vishakhapatnam, Bhimunipatnam, Narasapuram, then Nijampatnam, right? And you have Pulikot. All these were settlements, Dutch settlements. Okay. Wherever Dutch founded their settlements, English entered there. Okay. What was the first settlement of the Dutch? Machilipatnam, right? Okay, Machilipatnam first settlement. Same Machilipatnam first settlement for the English also. Okay. Then Dutch entered into Bengal. There also English entered. Okay. For entering into Bengal, this is the tamasha. For entering into Bengal, Dutch had to bribe the Mughal officers. Mughals were the rulers. There are Mughal civil servants. These Mughal civil servants were highly corrupt fellows. Officers are corrupt everywhere at every point of time. Okay. Don't say that there is a golden age during some Ashokan times or in a primitive times. Okay. Everyone lived in happy and all nothing. It's all nonsense. In history, there won't be any golden age. In history, you will have one section always exploiting the other section. You are weak, society will definitely exploit you. If you are strong, then society will definitely, if not respect, they are fear, they worry, they are afraid of you. Okay. Mughal officers highly corrupt, understand? Taking bribes from the Dutch. So to get into Bengal means you have to bribe the Mughal officers. Dutch paid the bribes, okay, and entered into Bengal. English could not bribe. Okay. English East India Company was running in losses. Right. They had to wait for the time. Luck favored English. How luck favored English? Then Bengal was ruled by second son of Shah Jahan. Second son of Shah Jahan, Shuja. Shah Jahan had four sons. Shuja was the ruler of Bengal. Shuja had a health problem. English sent a doctor, Dr. Boughton. Dr. Boughton cured the disease of Shuja. Shuja was very happy. Shuja granted permission for the Dutch to settle anywhere in Bengal. Understand? So without giving any bribes, without incurring any expenditure, English entered into Bengal. This caused heartburn for the Dutch. They had to pay bribes. English entered into Bengal without paying any bribe. Are you understanding what I am telling? It is like you asking your friend, how much fee you paid for joining Amigos. Your friend says that I paid 1 lakh. Okay. Then your friend will ask you how much you paid. I have not paid anything. Okay. I simply touched the feet of Narayan Reddy sir, asking him to give me permission and all that. He said, okay, I am permitting you to sit in the class. So without paying a single paisa, I entered into this institution. If you say like that, definitely your friend's heart will burn with, okay, jealousy. Okay. I paid 1 lakh, you have not paid a single rupee and you are sitting with me in the class. Okay. Same problem. English and Dutch rivalry started because English entered into Bengal, right, without bribing Mughal officers. Wherever the Dutch went, English were following them. That created the problem. Just now I told you, Dutch were very much interested where? Indonesia. English entered into Indonesia also. This is something intolerable for the Dutch. That's the reason why in 1623, 1623, Dutch killed 21 merchants there in Indonesia at a place called Ambayano or Ambiona. 21 merchants were killed. Of the 21 merchants killed, they killed 10 English merchants. Are you understanding? Of the 21, 10 English merchants were killed by the Dutch. This is called Ambayano massacre. From thenceforth, rivalries between English and the Dutch. They used to clash with each other. Most important development was 1759, 1759. There's a place called Bedara, Bedara in Bengal. A battle took place between Dutch and the English. Battle of Bedara. Nawab Mir Jafar was the Nawab at that time. In this battle, okay, Dutch were defeated by the English. English defeated the Dutch. Once they defeated the Dutch, understanding, you Dutch, you leave India. We the English, we vacate Indonesia. Your problem is what? We are there in Indonesia. So we will vacate Indonesia. You vacate India. Mutual understanding. As per that mutual understanding, Dutch vacated India. English vacated Indonesia. Are you clear, my dear? That's how Dutch left India.